The Mario Kart World situation. Yeah, so today we will be talking about the Mario Kart World situation. Now, what I mean by that is I'm going to be ranting about this game. It's something I've been wanting to share my thoughts and opinions on for a while and make a video on because I haven't made a video about it yet, and I've kind of been wanting to touch on it. I've talked about the Switch 2, and I've talked about the Switch 2 exclusive games that have come out for it so far. Not all of them are out yet, so there will be more to come. But yeah, so Mario Kart World. I have a lot of things to say about this game. Not really good or bad. This game is definitely not the best game to play. It's definitely not the best Mario Kart game to play. There are definitely far more and far better racing games and better Mario Kart games to play than this game. And as a fan of Nintendo, and as a real fan of Nintendo, I'm not gonna sit here and glaze Nintendo all the time and all the things that they do, because that's not what a real fan does. A real fan is going to be harsh on them for the stupid and weird things that they do. And Nintendo is a company that does a lot of weird and stupid things. And Mario Kart World was the launch title for the Switch 2. Was the first game to come out for this system, and so of course I had to get the bundle that came with Mario Kart World, because it was the first game to launch for the Switch 2. It's a Switch 2 exclusive, and it saved me money. And that's the first thing we're going to be talking about, is the price. Mario Kart World is an $80 game. It's the first $80 game to exist. Nintendo was the first to do it. A few years back, I remember when games started jumping to $70, like first party exclusives. Like, I remember back in like 2023 when Spider-Man 2 was $70. And then the first Nintendo game was $70, which was Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And so that was kind of like the new staple, the new price point for video games. Like big triple A first party games was $70. But Nintendo decided to be very brave and bold and slap $80 on a Mario Kart game. And their reasoning was because it took a lot of time and effort to put into making the game. And by playing the game, as I've played the game, and I know a lot of people will have the same opinions and thoughts as I do, because this is definitely not worth $80. And I don't know why it's $80. And because it's an open world Mario Kart game, even though if you've played the game, it's not very fun to play in the open world. There is a free roam mode to do, and there are like these P-switch missions you can do, and a little bit here and there sprinkled into the open world. And it's just very bland and boring, and it feels very empty as a open world map. And I don't know why everything has to be open world now. When Nintendo first did it with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, that felt right, and they did it right. And of course they made a sequel to it, which was Tears of the Kingdom. That's fine. You can make games like that, like these adventure games like Zelda. You can make them open world. But for a kart racing video game, to make that open world was not the right idea. It just wasn't the move, I don't think. And it's a cool concept, but if you're gonna do it, actually like fill the open world with something. Like I don't know, make a story mode, have like boss battles in the open world or something. And Nintendo just killed the game, and like no one cares for it anymore because there's just nothing to do in it. And you know, all the tracks in it are fine, but you have the intermission tracks, which are just the straightaways and are boring and don't feel like a Mario Kart game. Mario Kart is like a 3-lap thing, like it always has been. All the way back on the Super Nintendo with the original. I have more fun playing this game than I do Mario Kart World. And that's saying something. And, you know, there's a bunch of characters that they threw in this game. A lot of like side characters, side enemies that they just threw in as main characters now. And of course you have all these different little outfits you can put on your characters. And that's really it. And for the online, at the start of like the game for the online, they changed a lot of things up where you can't play the 3-lap tracks, where they were pretty much trying to force you to play the straightaways. And it's like no one wants to play those because they're just so boring and bland, and you can't really learn how to play those. And you know, they have the modes where you can play on just the straightaway tracks, and those are kind of meant for those, and that's fine. But for like the base racing modes, like no one wants to play those. And to charge $80 for this thing wasn't the move. And I get why Nintendo chose this game to be the launch title, because, well, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was the best-selling game on the Switch and is one of the best-selling Nintendo games of all time. And so it makes sense to make the sequel, the next Mario Kart game, Mario Kart 9, to be the next launch title. And it was honestly a smart business decision, but to make it $80 and to not have anything in it is just, I mean, no one cares, you know? And you have like a game like the Sonic Cross World racing game, which I haven't played at all yet, but I've heard pretty good things about it and heard that it's doing better than Mario Kart World, which is the old time Nintendo versus Sega. Sega's ended up beating Nintendo on this one for the first time in a long time, which is crazy to say, but that's just how people were feeling about Mario Kart World. It's just not fun. And you know, when I first got the Switch 2, of course I had to get it with this game because, you know, I needed a game for it. And I played it for like first 2 hours, you know, just messing around with my Switch 2, messing around with the game. I played it until I unlocked Rainbow Road because that was something I could do, was, you know, play until I unlocked Rainbow Road. And that was cool, you know, they put a lot of effort into that. And I will say, graphics wise and all that, like, this game it looks good, you know? But like that's why I got it with the bundle too, is because like I usually collect physical games because I like to collect physical games, but I wasn't gonna pay $80 plus this $500 system, or I guess it was $450. It was like $500 in total with the game, so like you're saving money by getting the bundle. So it was honestly smart for Nintendo to do that, and they sold a lot more bundles because it makes sense, right? Because they ended up making more bundles because people were buying the bundles instead of just the regular Switch 2s, because no one's gonna buy the $80 Mario Kart World. And so of course next month, or next game, was the 3D Donkey Kong Bonanza, which I love and is honestly now one of my favorite games. And that game really surprised me. And I honestly think that should have been the launch title. But I can see where Nintendo would sell Mario Kart as the launch title, which based off of how big Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was. And I'm not even like the biggest Mario Kart fan. Like, I play the games, I enjoy them. I remember playing Mario Kart DS. That was like my favorite game, and of course, Mario Kart Wii. That was also like one of my favorite games to play back then. And Mario Kart 7 on a 3DS, I played that a bunch. And like I've enjoyed Mario Kart, and I played Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and yeah, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a better game. And now that we're like 5 months out from the release of Mario Kart World, and we've had another Nintendo Direct and no DLC announced for this thing, is kind of scary and kind of surprising, because I just feel like they don't care about this game anymore. And you have Sakurai, the creator of Smash Bros., making a sequel to Kirby Air Riders, coming out actually this month now, which I actually am excited for and I have hype for. Ever since it was kind of announced, I've been kind of excited for that game. I don't know, there was just something appealing about Kirby Air Riders. But Mario Kart World, I don't know, I never had hype for it. I don't know if it's just because it was the $80 price point that was a big turnoff for me, or what, but I don't know. And, there was that Direct that they announced that was like 15 minutes long, and they showed literally absolutely nothing to pretty much have a selling point for the game. We kind of knew everything, what was going to be in the game, based off of the trailers that we've already gotten. And then you have Sakurai with Kirby Air Riders, another first-party racing game by Nintendo, having a Direct that was 45 minutes long, and then announces a second Direct that was an hour long. 2 Directs that were pretty long. And you have Mario Kart World, which was $80, the open world Mario Kart, had a 15-minute Direct and had nothing to show. And yeah. And of course, Kirby Air Riders has all of these things that Sakurai just put his heart and soul into to make this the best stinking racing game ever. And that's why I'm excited for Kirby Air Riders, He made it look very appealing and very, like, he sold the game to me pretty much. I'm like, yep, I'm getting that game. Because I know a lot of people at first were like, oh yeah, Kirby Air Riders, like, so. And like, I know there was a lot of people that enjoyed the first game on the GameCube, and there are fans for that game, but a lot of people after that second Direct, a lot of people are really looking forward to Kirby Air Riders now. And with Sonic Cross World being better than Mario Kart World, and Nintendo not doing anything with DLC or doing anything with the game, and pretty much killing the online, which supposedly they fixed it. I mean, I haven't played the game in a few months. The only time I really play it is with like family members, like my little cousins. Like, we'll all play it together, and like that's fun. But even like doing that, I still don't have fun with it really. Like, it gets boring after a while. And I think on my Switch too, because you can check how long you played the game. I think I've only put like 9 hours into Mario Kart World, and if that doesn't say anything, then I don't know what else to say. This game is not good, and Nintendo needs to fix something with the game. They need to add more content to it, because it's just not good to me. It's not a good game. Not only is it's not a good racing game, it's just not a good game in general. And to charge, I know I've been saying this a lot, but to charge $80 for it is just not cool. And then you have Kirby Air Riders for $70, and it has all of this content in it that Sakurai just threw all of this in, to where he had 2 Directs, which were both very, very long Directs to show off because there was so much content in it. And that says a lot to me, where Nintendo is at with the Switch 2. It's just been very weird so far. You know, we've had Donkey Kong Bonanza, which was amazing. Pokemon Legends EA was very questionable. I have a video about that as well. I don't know. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity comes out very soon. I'm excited for that as well. I'm a big Zelda guy. I played Age of Calamity, so looking forward to that. I'm hoping that's pretty good. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about today. Just a little rant sesh about Mario Kart World and really how bad the game is. So yeah, and if you haven't subscribed already, we have a goal of hitting 500 subscribers, and you know, it's super easy to do. You just press the button. You know, you can do it if you want to. You don't have to. But yeah, that's all I have to say.